¿Qué tiene? ¿Qué tiene esta tierra roja que solo soy feliz si vuelvo? ¿Qué enredadera invisible ata mi corazón a este suelo y me permite alejarme solo para volver una y otra vez? ¿Qué tiene esta tierra roja de verdes infinitos y aires tan inmensos? ¿Qué hechizos tiene esta tierra roja que hace olvidar otras tierras? ¿Qué tiene esta tierra roja que une cielos y suelos? ¿Qué tiene esta tierra roja que solo soy feliz si me quedo?
Lo enterro hasta los tobillos por creer solo en su corazón. Samba de los cuatro vientos, mueve ya el cielo del lugar.
My name is Peet Fourie, but Peet is actually a nickname for Petrus, which is in Spanish Pedro. So I announce myself a lot as Pedro because people have difficulty pronouncing Peet. And Peet and Piet is different names, so there's always this confusion about Pedro and Peet. South Africa. In South Africa, I was born in Natal, KwaZulu-Natal. But we moved quite a lot. Ended up in Cape Town, from where we lived. We had a camping place on the west coast for about 4 years. We had no electricity, only living basically off the land, and then no, not living off the land, I'd say, but yeah, tourist camp. And after 4 years of the camp, I came to Argentina to import yerba mate, and fell in love with the country and much more. And it took me 4 years to decide to come try it again.
Cuando llegaste a Argentina, digamos, a Misiones, ¿cuál fue su primera impresión?
Muy tranquilo. Everything is so rustig in Afrikaans. Tranquilo. There's so much opportunity, but you have this mañana, which I also love. Yeah, and the siesta. My grandparents, one on each side, grew up in Argentina, and they told us a lot of stories. So when I came here and I found them to be so much true, I just couldn't stay away. And then especially Misiones, because Misiones is where the yerba mate is from. So for me to see the trucks all over, it's amazing. Yeah. I was importing it, and it was quite hard to get it for that in South Africa. And then I was importing it small scale for around about 10 years. Yeah. My grandfather showed me yerba mate the first time. He came from Argentina. He was from the Boers that was in the south. Anyway, when we go visit him in the morning, he would wake me up and say, I must have a mate with him. And I would say, no, it's bad, I can't take this stuff. And then he said, no, if I just have one, I can go back to sleep. And of course, if you have one mate, you can't go back to sleep. So we went, I followed him through the garden and helped him and stuff. So yeah, he was a big influence in my young life. And he told me a lot of stories about Argentina. And yeah, later when I came here, I went to see the guys of Amanda. Victor, they showed me everything. We went to the fields where the pickers were, the flowers, the factory where they were in the furnace, the two processes over the everything, the storage. It's amazing. It was really nice. Yeah. Took us to farms where the small farmers send stuff in. So yeah, that's how I made yerba mate. I started also importing it for a little while to South Africa. For about 10 years, I imported small amounts of Amanda then. Yeah. Friendship definitely, and health. It's energy for me, because it has a lot of iron and a lot of stuff. So for me, I think the big reason why I started drinking it is energy. It's good. It's sufficient. You don't have to have your multivitamins if you have this. I don't think the people in Argentina quite understand how good mate is. They just drink it for the habit, but. Where in South Africa, for a long time I couldn't get it, sometimes, and then you have some again, and we would really have it precious for special occasions when you know you have to work hard or study or something. Yeah, no, it's amazing. Yerba's got is amazing energy, and the thing is how it releases slowly into your system. It's not like coffee, where most of South Africans drink strong coffee, and that gives you the jitters and everything, which yerba mate of course doesn't do. Yeah.
Hoy, o al menos vos me comentabas el tema de este interés que le despertó la cultura guaraní.
Because they were basically the people that started drinking mate. They taught everybody else to drink mate. So this is my main interest in them, and they're still living free. Marissa gives class to them at a private school, and it's nice to meet them. It's interesting people. They still live on their own pieces of land, and they're amazing people. They're muy tranquilo. They talk about everything. Okay, it started with my great-grandfather on one side of the family, and my two sides of my family. My mother's father and my father's mother were friends in Argentina. Their parents both came from South Africa to Argentina, and the two of them were born in Argentina. They had this funny thing where they said when they arrived in the country, the people here, they arrived on a boat, of course, and the people here said "Kom de waar," which in Afrikaans sounds a lot like "Did you come with a wagon?" And the guy said, "No, we came with a boat." So they stayed here until my grandfather was about 25 years old, which is about and then they went back to South Africa. In South Africa, they got married to different people, and later here heard of each other, and there was a meeting, and after this meeting my mother and her sister married my father and his brother. So I have very big heritage in Argentina. So they were always talking about the good country and the good old times, and the asado, for me asado was the whole sheep, because that's how they did it there. They would go working together. They had the stories about all the farmers would come together and shed the sheep, or cut the sheep, the wool off, and they would help each other. And if we're doing mine tonight I'm making a lamb, and so they went on working together. So for me, Argentina was always luring. I always wanted to come check it out. I love yerba mate for the sake of health drink, and of course the comrades cup you get around a mate if you share a mate. And my interests grew bigger and bigger, so I started importing yerba mate. Oh, he played accordion quite well. Him and his father were supposed to be the band, hired band in those days. So he was quite a party person, I guess. But at the moment I like Misiones a lot, for the rain, for the river, for the nature. It's amazing. Yeah, I still haven't done a lot of things. I still want to go catch a dorado, yeah, my to-do list is still long here. It's my daughter. She's still in South Africa. Yeah, I miss her a lot, of course. But she's all right. She's. The hope is, of course, to bring her here and have an alternative to what South Africa can offer. Because South Africa is in a bit of a political mess. You wouldn't believe it. Bigger than, yeah. But anyway, so this is Margaret. She's grown up a lot. She's 13 years old now. We talk a lot. We talk on WhatsApp. She's my only child, so lots of times we are more like friends. This is her when she was a baby, up when she was 5 years old.
Yo soy Marisa, ahora que nos hemos casado, Marisa Fourie. Tengo 45 años y soy profesora de arte.
¿De dónde sos?
Soy de Boer, estudié en la facultad también allá de Boer. Y bueno, ahora estamos en San Ignacio, con Peet.
¿Cómo lo conociste a él?
Nos conocimos en un almuerzo, que fueron mis hijos también, y digamos ahí nos encontramos, digamos, en ese almuerzo. Fue en el año 2010 cuando él vino por primera vez, sería, ¿sí? Por primera vez a Argentina para visitar la yerba mate y todo lo que él más le apasionaba. Y bueno, ahí nos conocimos en ese almuerzo. Después de ese encuentro, solo por ahí nos escribíamos nomás por Facebook, y cada uno tenía su vida, digamos. You have your life, I have mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I was very interested in murals, because when I landed in Argentina, before I met her, I took a lot of photographs of all the murals in Buenos Aires, which is basically for me very like graffiti, but in an organized way, and it's very nice because the artists get paid for it, and they make the city look nice. So when I met her, she just won the prize for putting up a very nice one in Posadas. So I was totally interested in it. But it took a while because it's a massive jump from Africa to South America.
Sí. O sea, después de 4 años recién él comenzamos a hablar de vuelta, a chatear más. Entonces ahí, bueno, estaba la propuesta de que él venga para conocernos, digamos, un poco mejor. Y ahí él vino en el año 2014, en julio. Cada año se va a ver a su hija. Y estamos. Y ahora ¿qué mes era? Nos casamos hace poco, así que we married. You cannot run away. Justamente comenzamos a charlar más por el tema del arte, ¿no es cierto? Porque él también es dibujante y yo soy dibujante, entonces por ahí empezamos a ver los dibujos de cada uno y encontramos que teníamos similitudes en las cosas, ¿no es cierto? Por ahí en la forma del trazo, qué sé yo, o la forma de dibujar.
My words became more, of course. Now it's easier, but in the beginning it was quite. I had to talk a lot with my hands because the people understand nothing of English, or very little. Most people. So I went to buy gas one day, and I tried to explain that I want a bottle of gas, and I couldn't see it anywhere to point it out. So I had to explain fire first, and then I wanted to explain the bottle underneath the fire. But it turns out the whole staff would come and guess what I'm saying, like screaming, no, it's not this one, it's this one, it's this one. So eventually, the guy across the street that I already asked the name of it, before I went in, he came in and he said the name to them. And then everybody went, see. So no, they help you they really try. It's not like it's just a lot of people don't understand English. But it's nice for me to learn, otherwise I'd never speak Spanish completely.
¿Y algunas palabras en español que has aprendido?
Can you say some words in Spanish?
Sí, claro. Dale. Albania, cerveza. No, yo hablar poquito. Problema es personas hablar mucho tiempo. When I came here, I hoped to go into the river with the kayak. What's the other river I hope to go on?
Uruguay.
No, is it Uruguay?
Uruguay,
Yeah.
next to Verano.
No.
Paraná.
Paraná, and the other one here?
Ah,
But the smaller river, because I was afraid of the Paraná, because I know it's too big. I can't just go on it myself. And then I met a guy here that, it doesn't really matter. Javeviri, see. And then I met a guy here that's been all over, and he's been taking me into the river, and it's amazing.
Esta botella tiene los dos idiomas, entonces entendemos, ¿no es cierto?, en inglés y en africano. Lo mismo voy a mostrar otra que tiene en los 3 idiomas. Entonces todos entendemos esta. Ok. Está atrás. Sería en castellano.
It's recycled whiskey bottles.
Es botella reciclada. Ese sería en africano y este sería en inglés. Entonces tenemos los 3 idiomas, digamos, esta acá sería azúcar. En inglés, en africano, suiker. Y azúcar.
This is the coriander. I don't know what you call this in...
Cilantro.
Cilantro.
This one.
That we put on the biltong. It's got a very nice flavor. I cook with it all the time as well. You crush it. This one we grew here. I don't know if you want to smell that. So I point it up to you and you're going to say, nice. Pleasure, but you must smell it later. Let me do this. And then you guys can have a smell of that later. It's really nice stuff.
¿Qué comió primero acá de Misiones que le gustó?
Chipa. The Chipa man is for me like Christmas father. He's just everywhere. He gets off and on a bus, and it's just he doesn't pay. He goes everywhere, and they all look the same. It's Chipa, Chipa, Rika, Chipa, 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 Rika, Chipa. It's everywhere. I love the Chipa culture because it's made out of manioca. See, and manioca is quite expensive in the rest of the world. So in South Africa, I think we only get it in health shops when it's in the powder form. You don't get the fresh manioca, which is amazing. Yeah. In manioca time, I'd much rather have manioca than potatoes. Not that I don't like potatoes, I do like potatoes, but manioca's got much more fiber. Yeah, the food around here, it's what I like about the food around here is if you want to find organic stuff, you have to go so far because everything is organic and they don't put labels of organic here because everything is organic. So yeah, I think you pay so much for something that you have everywhere actually. This is called the djembe drum. Africa has a lot of drums, but this is one of them. I think more play drums in Africa. I love them. I've got several drums, but yeah. So it has the leather. It's stretched very tight over the head, and then the sound. The name is djembe because of the sound. It's djembe. So it's the two sounds. Yeah, you play it with two hands. Love this. I've been playing it for approximately 20 years. It's a sort of meditation for me. When you're playing, you can't think of anything else but playing. So your mind must totally be tranquil. You can't think of anything, and that's quite nice. We've had a couple of nice experiences with friends in South Africa. Here, I must still make buddies with drums. So, but I will. Misiones in particular, the jungle. The jungle is fantastic. We have jungles in South Africa, but they're not this big. The trees are so high, monstrous trees. The jungle is amazing. At the river, the Parana is so strong. I've never seen a river that big or so strong. It's amazing. Definitely the people are muy tranquilo. Africa is wild, so the people here are much more tranquilo. Good times is eating with people, your friends, making food, drinking wine, laughing. It's a different. The people here are also for me much more like South Africa. I'd say was 20 years ago, much more family. Family is more important. It's still very important. Big family meetings, massive. Like with her family, it's a huge amount of people. There's eating a sadu and yeah, very nice. For me, the siesta was very interesting because you're like you can't buy cigarettes, coke, nothing. Everything is closed after 2, and it's impossible to buy anything. And I can't sleep every day. Sometimes it's nice, but when I wake up after siesta, I'm confused what day it is, and if it's in the morning or the night time, I've got no idea. So it took me time to go to sleep. But there's nothing you can do if you don't go to sleep because nothing is open, even in the big towns. That's a pretty interesting concept that I actually like in the end because if it's so hot, you can't work. It's impossible. And then, of course, the drinking terere is everywhere. The people is just like sitting with their mati stuff. And I have to force myself to remember to take it with me every time because it looks so cool if the guys are walking in the street with this like, oh yeah, see it, just the whole time. And they can do everything with a mati and a thing in their arm and hold a baby and everything. That's interesting.
And my student, they drink mate in the class too.
Yeah.
Remember that? Para él era interesante que, por ejemplo, mis alumnos toman mate en la clase, ¿viste? Que eso no... Ellos toman mate en la clase.
You can even take...
Ellos son ¿verdad?
Yeah.
Ellos
Even take the
matan.
supermarket. In the supermarket with the trolley, they have the mati in the hand and like, oh yeah, it's super. I love it. In South Africa, I was always drinking mati to show people about it, but I could never get as close to these guys. They were it all the day.
Se aprendió algo porque por ahí dice, che,
Ah,
morir.
if you say some words like in Spanish, things like an expression you say from the sí, claro, yeah.
Claro. That's it. I know if there's a couple of words, if you take them out, the people will. It's like dale. I love it. It's such a nice word. Dale. It means so many things. I think it means okay or let's go. Vamos is let's go. Vamos is let's go. Yeah. Vamos a la playa. For me, I must still learn to put the words in a row. I understand them, but to put them in the right sequence sounds funny. So, but I'm getting there slowly.
Que solo soy feliz si me quedo. Que tiene mi tierra roja. Que solo soy feliz si me quedo.
No, come back. Just there, just a little bit lower, right there. Then I can actually, if you keep it there, it will be the best.
Que tiene mi tierra roja. Que solo soy feliz si me quedo, ¿no?
Wat het hierdie rooi grond wat my so gelukkig maak om te bly?
Que tiene mi tierra roja. Que solo soy feliz si me quedo.
Wat is in hierdie rooi grond wat my so gelukkig maak om te bly? Again?
Que tiene mi tierra roja. Que solo soy feliz si me quedo. No. A ver.
El mate primero y después lo que tenga que hacer. Primero el mate.
Yeah. In the beginning, I drank mate through the summer as well, but you have to.
Claro,
It gets too hot.
mucho calor ahora.
Yeah.
Sí.
So I've bended down to the terere. And even with Manaus, limon.